Good morning.
It is.
I'd like you to help me clean up my vibration and get in the vortex to get my lover.
First, do you accept the reality of the vortex?
Yes.
Do you believe your lover's in there?
Yes.
Do you believe she believes her lover's in there? So there's no point in getting you in the vortex because you really don't believe. And we understand it's a pretty new concept. And so all that's happening is you believe more in the absence of your lover than you do the presence of your lover. And what did we say a belief was? A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. It's just a chronic thought. So what does that mean? What does that break down to be? You've thought more about your lover not being there than you have thought about your lover being there. That's all. It's just a weight and balance. How much airtime are you giving it? That's all. We cannot really make up for all of the years of noticing your lover or the right lover isn't there. But we don't have to. We don't have to make equal time. We just have to make a vibrational match to what you want in an emphatic enough way that that's the vibration that you begin practicing. So we're not trying to manifest your lover this red hot minute. Our objective, the only thing we can do, and it is way enough, is to show you how to get in the vortex. So do you accept that the vortex exists?
Yes.
Explain to us what it is.
It's all the things that I've put into my escrow, like all the things I've imagined and all the things that I want is waiting for me. And I just need to get there.
But what are some other things that you now know that we just talked about that make this vortex particularly interesting and exciting? The larger part of me is already in there.
Right.
The larger part of me is already in there. It's not just your lover that's in there. The larger part of you is in there. And what does that mean? That's huge, isn't it? That means the larger part of you is already experiencing the vibrational reality of this lover. Now, what's another component that's happening in this vortex? Law of attraction is responding. Responding to what? Responding to the larger part of you and your request. Do you feel how huge that is? Have you ever pondered, you might not because you're so used to walking around on this beautiful planet, spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity with other planets, have you ever pondered how that came about? Oh, you make up the most incredible stories of how it came about that are plausible on no level. But when you put it in the context of law of attraction of thought preceding manifestation, do you believe in the reality of your earth spinning in its orbit? Do you believe in that reality? And so believe in the reality of this vortex. In other words, it's huge and you can take it to the bank or to the bed. You can. So here is this vibrational reality. We're just trying to goose up because we said, do you believe in it? And you said, yes. Yes, I believe in it. We want you to believe in this vibrational reality. We want you to know its existence. We want it to be so vivid and so real that it compels you to think about it. We want you to think about what's going on in your vibrational reality more than you think about what's not going on out here, or even what is going on out here that's far less compelling and far less emphatic and far less dynamic and far less creative. In other words, friends, here's where it's at. You put it there, and law of attraction is making it happen. Don't you want in on it? Don't you want to ponder this? Don't you want to think about this? Don't you want to have the fun of this? We don't want you to get in the vortex because we need you in there doing the work. The work's being done by the engine of law of attraction. The work's being done by the gravitational pull. You've done your work. You've lived without what you want, which caused you to ask for it. You've put it all there. Now we just want you to relax and get in there. And the best way to get in there is by pondering what's in there. What's in there? What's in there is a new and budding world. What's in there is the power of the universe. What's in there are the cooperative components of all of our future experiences. And if you look there and think about it, think about what's going to come about, think about what's already coming about. Imagine how good it can be, and as you play the game of how good can it be for me? How many resources can flow to me? How many good ideas could come to me? What's it like in the vortex? When you're in the vortex, what's it like? What does it feel like to be in the vortex? Do I feel ornery? Never. Do I feel whole? Yes. Do I feel satisfied? Always. Do I feel eager? Absolutely. Do I feel interested? Yes. Do I feel enlivened? Yes. Do I find humor? Yes. Do I feel worthy? Oh, yes. Do I feel fun? Do I feel full? Now, tell us, what's it like in the vortex?
It's exciting. It's fun.
Now, this is good because you're describing how you feel. So make it even more personal. When I'm in the vortex, I feel...
When I'm in the vortex, I feel on top of the world. I feel like I'm really special. All
right, now take that even further. Talk about what on top of the world feeling feels like.
I feel whole. I feel connected to the world. I feel like I can feel my soul. I could feel that everything is right, and that everything is exactly whatever I asked for. It's right there. I feel elated. I feel centered. I feel grounded. I feel all-knowing. It feels...
We are having fun.
We're having fun. Someone is supporting me. I'm supporting them. We're growing together. I'm looking
All right, now you went out of the vortex because in the vortex there's no feeling of dependency. You just said, I feel grounded. I feel whole. Then you looked at your lover and you said, I need you.
Well, you know what? I feel like
you feel
that's my problem. Whenever I get, okay, I've had a few relationships, and when a man likes me...
Don't drag us all out of the vortex.
Oh, no, but let me just tell you.
Don't do that.
Okay,
don't do that.
Let's get back in. Okay.
But did you feel that? Did you feel what we were talking about? In other words, when you were thinking about you and the vortex, you said, I feel whole. It's on tape. I feel centered. I feel good. And then when you turned your attention to your lover, you
lost myself.
You activated the old vibration of all the reasons that you think you need a lover. That's what's screwy about this. In other words, the thing that's keeping you from your lover is that you want to be whole, but your beliefs say, I need to be dependent in order to deserve a lover.
All right,
exactly. So what kind of a lover do you think you're looking for? What kind of a lover would be in there in vibrational alignment with your wholeness? It's someone whole. So when you bump into them in there, you're not going to look at each other and say, oh, I've come to save you and you've come to save me. You say, hey, isn't it great in here where we're all whole? Yes. We'll do some fun stuff together, but we won't depend on each other. When we're in the vortex, we're going to be living joyfully ever after, and sometimes we'll rendezvous with each other and we'll do really cool stuff, but neither one of us can be dependent upon the other, otherwise we can't be in the vortex.
Right. That's exactly right. Because I live in the vortex. I mean, I live in the vortex. I do, but when it comes to this lover, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose being in the vortex. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose my centered, grounded self.
You're afraid of it because you do it every time.
I do it every time.
And it's because you want to rework your feeling. In other words, the lovers that have come to you in the past came to you outside the vortex. You have never had a relationship in the vortex.
Never.
All your relationships have happened outside the vortex, and now you're taking all of that stupid belief into the vortex, and the minute you do, it spits you right out.
Exactly.
The vortex spits you right out. And so exactly what you're saying is exactly true. You're saying, I so want to be in the vortex, but I do not believe that I can be in the vortex and have a lover.
Right.
So sometimes I want a lover, and sometimes I want to be in the vortex, and sometimes I want a lover,
exactly
and sometimes
right.
I want to be in the vortex. Oh, this is so good.
But I love being in the vortex, so now I'm like, well, forget it. I don't want a lover. I just want to be in the vortex.
But you can have it all. You can have a lover in the vortex.
I want
and the
that.
lover that you want is someone who's already in the vortex.
Is he here?
That's why. That's why you can't find your lover outside the vortex.
Okay.
This has been very, very powerful. So now your work is
Okay.
your work is just to practice the feeling of being in the vortex. And you did a really good job of describing how you feel in the vortex. So now, if you want to, make an effort. You might do good at it, you might not, it doesn't matter. Make an effort to get in the vortex and then tiptoe in, ponder a coupling, a relationship in the vortex. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd leave the lover out at first and we'd get back in. So we'll ask those questions again. So tell us about what the vortex is.
The vortex is exciting. It's
A swirling mass of cooperative components. That's what the
Right.
vortex is. It's a swirling mass of cooperative components of which I am now one.
Right.
And when I'm in the vortex, I feel
whole. I feel grounded. I feel, again, on top of the world. Everything works for me.
that on top of the world feeling is a particularly good one for you, because on top of the world, that's the way you feel. You're driving down the freeway and you look out and
Yeah.
everything is so beautiful and the traffic's flowing and the birds are singing and the good songs on the radio and you're sipping something you like and you just feel on top of the world and you're going someplace you want to be. Ooh, that's that on top of the world feeling. That's what it feels like in the vortex. I feel
Right.
that way. And now,
Is my lover coming in?
your lover's already
there. He's really, my lover is tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
as are you, because you're on top of the world. And now law of attraction, because you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, is bringing you together. And now you're meeting, you're having a conversation. It's happening at Starbucks or somewhere. In other words, you're having this
We're at the
experience.
boathouse, actually, because he's really into boats, and he's very, has a hobby, and he's very focused, and he knows what he's doing, and he does his own thing, and I do my own thing.
All right, so now
Then we
as you
come
see this person, what's the overriding feeling that comes through you?
that this man is whole and capable, and he has his own life.
So now, this is someone that you're rendezvousing with, and you've spotted him. And what does it feel like when you're in the vortex and you meet someone who's aligned for you? What does that feel like? Does it feel like, oh my God, how do I look?
No, it feels all swirly and exciting, but then it feels like, oh, he could never like somebody like me. Like, all of a
Out of the
sudden, like,
vortex.
oh, that guy's great. Oh, he can never like somebody
So
like me.
those are the things that you're wanting to work on. Because when you're in the vortex and when you rendezvous with this person who's a vibrational match to you and you a vibrational match to him, it feels like the next logical step. Hi, not hi. Hi,
Yeah.
hi, how are you? I'm fine. What are you doing? It feels like the next logical step. It's just the most natural thing in the world. In other words, it doesn't feel freakish. It doesn't feel frightening. It doesn't feel more than I can cope with. When you're in the vortex, what's in there equals you and you equal it. Your cooperative components. There's no reason to feel overwhelmed by it, or there's no reason to feel not enough for it when you're in the vortex, you see. So this is your work. Don't you love this? You've just got to get in there and play that game. So as you're playing the game and you get that feeling and it spits you out, come out and laugh like we've all laughed.
Dust myself
and
off.
dust yourself off. And then go back in the vortex. And before you know it, you'll be in there in your mind having these conversations. And then next time you turn around, we're talking about a matter of a very short number of days, really. You have a rendezvous with someone and you have that deja vu, very familiar feeling about this, that haven't I been here before? And the answer is yes, you have been there before. You've been there in your vibrational reality. It's where you're familiar, you see. That is excellent.
Thank you.